that, I saw a very interesting article, which I was going to show, but I'm not going to. Basically, there's some kind of group, and they are really pushing for everyone's licenses, professional licenses, to be recognized in different states. So not just military affiliated, which there's now a federal law about that, which by the way isn't being followed by all the licensing boards, last I checked. But by anyone with a credential, so like for example, a teacher or a hairstylist, cosmetologist, or a social worker, all these different people have credentials would be able to, what's being advocated for is to be able to transfer those credentials to another state without all the bureaucracy and fees and timelines that are currently being imposed on people that even try to do so. I 1,000,000% support this. I am so outraged that anyone that's gone through all this education, all this schooling, all this credentialing has to grovel and beg and plead and go through all this to try to work in another location in the US. Like, that just blows my mind. That's why I say I think a lot of stuff should be nationalized. But if it is, we all know the federal government's dysfunctional. And so that's just a scary thought, too, to have the federal government dealing with anything else on top of what they're currently dealing with. So I hope that a federal law does pass where states are required to recognize these credentials, because people should have the portability to just be able to move if they want from, Texas to Florida, or Florida to California, or California to Nevada, or wherever they want, and be able to work. The idea that you have these professional credentialing boards that are able to basically power trip and say, you don't get to feed your family and have a roof over your head anymore because we're going to prevent you from working in the only occupation that you've ever really known, is just outrageous to me. And all this stuff just really get in the way of people being able to have the right to work and to earn a living and to have a professional identity that they have every right to. They should not be held back at all. So I hope that we get a federal law in the books that protects all people, regardless of military affiliation. I mean, it's great what they've done with the military, but we need to go several steps further. The law that I saw proposed was basically, if a person has a credential of any kind that's been in good standing, period. So, good standing, and has had that credential for at least 1 year in any state, that the other states would have to recognize it. So I'm sincerely hoping that that happens, and that these credentials are recognized in the near future, mandatory in all states. But I don't see the legislation pending yet. It's only an advocacy proposal. Supposedly, according to this advocacy group, there's some traction on that with some different lawmakers, so it could be in the works. Something I need to keep an eye out for. I'm so interested in this, though. So I will be talking more about this in the future. This is a topic that definitely is of interest to me. No longer personally directly affects me or professionally anymore, but I care a lot about it because I know a lot of people are suffering because of this. So anyways, any thoughts? Let me know.